Good afternoon. Namaskar. This is International Master and FIDE Senior Trainer Sekhar Sahu. Welcomes you on behalf of Sports Authority of Gujarat and Gujarat State Chess Session to this intermediate training session. So there was some technical snack, so I could not do the morning session. Okay, I will discuss some middle game themes and end game positions also in this session from little known masterpieces. You might have seen in textbooks examples from world champions games, games of super grandmasters, well-known players. But there are also very strong players whose games are not much in textbooks. Like I covered a lot of games of Boleslavsky, so I will today cover some game of Toulouse, Auerbach, maybe some Furman. So in this particular game, hello, who are there? Hello, Kiara Mehta, Dina Patel, Birabhadra Singh, Tirth Parmar, Megh Parmar, Suresh Bhai Chawda, Jaswin Chaudhary, Prasan Singh Jhala, Rishabh Shah, Vatsal Parekh, and Rishabh Manot. Good afternoon to you all. Now, let me take you. This is Sicilian reversed English opening. It is interesting. This move deserves attention. The reason after ND5, he can go. This is complicated. Pawn B4 will come. So now G3, C6, and take. You can take with the queen, you can take with the knight. This is a good position already. Already it is a nice position. D5 will come. So, and in the event of queen b3, you can wait for a move. You can take it or wait for a move till he plays a3. Then I will take it. So, it is interesting. Now, here, knight f3. So, you can push, but that will, knight g5 will be quite sharp. So, knight c6. Now, pawn takes pawn. D6 is not good. Pawn takes pawn. And white is little better. White is preparing to take a control of the center with pawn e4, a bind, Markzi bind position. Basically, Markzi bind is not dangerous, but in this particular position, black pieces are not ready to counter the center. I mean, if Sicilian accelerated dragon, the Markzi bind, the black has a lot of counterplay. Here it is not so. So e4 will give him an edge. Now, this position, he plays pawn to bishop to b4. Idea not e4 is not allowed. It is not a good idea to insist on f3 e4. You know, f3 e4 you will get the bind, but behind in development. For a move like f3, black may play d5. So development. g5, then he will not win a good castle position. He will castle, don't want to weaken the castle structure. So he takes it. I think these are opening errors. You know, it is true that he is in a good position after knight e5 and knight g6, but priority you should castle and coordinate. So, not a good move at the moment. Now, you can see there are two ways you can defend. There are so many ways to defend. You can play queen b3, you can play e3, you can play bishop takes knight and e4, you can play c5. In all these lines, black is having some resources and good play. But good move. Now he's offering a pawn for good center and mobility. Knight into pawn could be very risky after pawn e4. Pawn e4 is really good. Or even queen d3 is really good. Stands better. So risky business to go for it. White has the center. When you want to evaluate a position, you should quickly see, unless it is an end game, you should quickly see whose king is safer, who has better center, who has got good control of open line, and whose pieces are active and who has a good pawn structure. So here the center, there is no doubt who is better. And about the pieces, the knight in g6 is bad. It is Tara's formula. Knight has no mobility there. Even the queen has no mobility. So white is ahead in development, center, and open line. Ready to castle fast before playing e4. Now the point is, mechanical e4 there is no easy plan available. So he gets a tempo. White is all set now for activity. Now white p rooks are coordinated. White has a good center, safer king. So action will start now. Preparing to make a room for the king and then start g4, f5, etc. So black must do some counter attack. He's trying to organize counter attack on the queen side. Okay, the threat is now f6. Now the threat is just to put pressure on d6. Queen into d6 is a threat. So black defends it. Check and rook d8. Of course, white cannot take the pawn because b7 to f5 will come. So what should white do now? A critical situation. White has played well, aggressively, actively, and as per the plan, he has good center, good open line, and good superior position. The d6 pawn is weak. So what should white do about it? Hello, Marmik Shah, Dina Patel, and Prince Gandhi, about to become King Gandhi. Akshar Jala and Deva Makwana. Swam Das, welcome. So I hope you had enjoyed your kite festival. पतंग उड़ाया होगा, मजा आया. So white should play now. Getting an advantage is not an easy thing. That is, well began half done. आगे का क्या करोगे? How to take the initiative further? How to press on your advantage? Not rook f4, not rook f4. I will tell you, if you want to attack rook f4, rook g4, you are not having sufficient pieces. I mean, after rook f4, rook g4, your knight is not participating on the king side. You don't have black square bishop. So only heavy piece will not do. Rook coming to g4, you get nothing. He just moves king h7, nothing. So rook f4 is not the best move. No, queen d6 is Dina. I told you queen d6 is met by bishop f5. Queen d6 na chale. Bishop into f5 आवश्यक. Okay, we go logically. White has an apparent advantage, clear advantage. Now the point is, you cannot play queen into d6, but you can play queen f4. Now idea rook into d6, and queen c7 is not good. Pawn c5 will come. Now he has a problem, cannot play because of pawn c5. And now queen cannot play c5 b4. That means the pawn is in real trouble. I want to capture. And if you play c5, then a permanent backward pawn. Then just the simple rule. Simple. Rook will come to f2 and then d2 into. D pawn का समाधि हो जाए. शहीद हो जाएगा. So queen f4, good move. Now counter attack, because if you win material, black must get something. So black goes for attack. Now the point is queen into d6. Now why queen into d6? Rook into pawn. Then he will play some queen into pawn. But this is stronger move. You will see the idea why. Now the point is white is giving a threat. One and two. The pressure on the D line you will feel. Now the knight is attacked. So queen b4. Now rook d2. Now rook. Now you can see the queen has made a full circle. Now the queen came to f7. If you see, then queen to c7, b6, a5, a2, d2. The queen has made a full circle. From two moves in the opening, he came to this point, and then he came here, then came here, came here, came here. The queen has made full circle. Again, he will go back. इतना टाइम नहीं है. Good move. Now decide about the b6 pawn. Idea, bishop c4, run. Anyway, pawn into and bishop c4. Initiative. Queen takes pawn will get counterplay. So, initiative. Force queen. And now, I want you to decide what to do. Abhi, you have a choice to queen into pawn in every game. 99% games. 99% I would say. A critical moment comes, transposing to winning endgame. Abhi, we can take queen takes pawn and also winning, but it again some life. Again some life will come. So complication. Whereas queen exchange will leave him helpless. Queen exchange. Now, how should you play? Once again, active move and passive move. Your pawn on e4 is attacked, but you first think, can I do some active move? You do not have, then I will defend. Not b6, not b. Your all pieces must join. Your knight is not coming in the game. Knight must join. These are okay. B6. Why can it take? Why cannot it take? Okay, okay, okay. You cannot take it. You take, you lose. B6, good move. Excellent move. The knight is joined. I believe that this is also winning. I believe this is also winning. After that, I win exchange. If rook into e4, knight e6 wins, but this is safe way. Correct move said that. Just Parmar. And now knight d4 and winning. I mean, you can do this also. Knight d4 also wins. This is also winning. This is also winning. Anything is winning now. Winning. So what I say that simply the whole position, it is black has played inferior move, opening mistake. I mean, at this point here, this is okay. Now d4, take. Now this okay. I guess so. Here onwards, he has played badly. Now should not make h6 move. The position is okay. Now you should admit the error and come back. This solves the problem. There is no easy plan. Now you want to play center, you can go for Maruzi bind type of position, but there is no weak point in black camp. I leave next game, Toulouse versus Furman again. Now this is very aggressive approach. Taras, this is, I would say, semi Taras. This is not pure Taras, semi Taras type of position, because knight f3 g3 will lead to the Rubinstein. So this is very aggressive approach. Now d5. A sort of reverse Alvin counter gambit. All Alvin counter gambit only it has come. Okay. Now black must try to develop quickly knight f6, and then first knight priority knight must come. In case of d6, knight c6 will come. He should play knight here. With the idea, I can threaten knight h5, and in the event of d6, knight c6. But a bad move. How should white play now? Opponent makes a mistake, we should catch him then and there. Hello, Moksit. Then and there, punish him. क्या किया? No, 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 no. You see, your queen h5 check is only g6. You come back. There is not a serious danger. Which is most uncomfortable for him. Now he has brought the bishop with the support of the queen. That means if I give a check, all the time pairs, please always focus. You should not focus. It should come automatically. You should come automatically. Now bishop check. Now he cannot play some knight d7, bd7, one piece down. So you should play very quickly, reflexes. Bishop b5 check. King f8 is bad. So forced. This is anything bad. You need to complete development. Good move. A4. No b5. A5 later on. So everything is connected. Backward pawn. White has a grip on the position. Black is paralyzed on the queen side, and also the king side is bad. White has advantage both in king side and queen side. White has one e4 pawn, that is a good, but it is doing nothing. No further follow. All right, because king f8 is further back. This is running to a check, and this he doesn't want to stay in the diagonal. After this, I will play knight and bishop in the strong diagonal. You cannot keep moving, keep moving. So he decided to come up. The brave king, the brave black king will be punished. Okay, so here obviously we should try to open up the king side pawn structure. Open file diagonal. So first plant a knight, knight on e6. He is want Black wants a safety, sweet home. Black wants to go back to a sweet home. अच्छा जाके रह जाना शांति से. So what should you do now? अभी कितना पीस है? You have got 5, 6 active pieces. against the black king. Which are the pieces active, 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 and this also because I want to open up the line. So one possibility you can prepare S3 and G4, or you castle and then try to open. But priority you give to opening the position. Create tactical targets right away. Now create tactical targets right away. आपके पास सिंपल प्लान है कैसल लॉन्ग देन एस थ्री जी फोर और नाउ एस थ्री जी फोर और डायरेक्ट जी फोर. सो क्रिएट अ टैक्टिकल टारगेट डायरेक्ट जी फोर. नॉट अलाउ हिम. ही वांट्स टू स्लिप द किंग. अंदर जाके सेफ रहना चाहता है. सो व्हाइट कहता है ना ना मुन्ना अंदर नहीं जाने देगा. जी आइडिया किंग कैनॉट स्लिप. Knight into pawn is bad. After knight into pawn, I will open up the position. I will open up the position. Knight into pawn into rook g1, and as I will get the piece back with better game. The position now opened up. So knight into pawn is bad. King h7 is bad. So pawn takes pawn. Now I just want to open up the position. Castle. Now there are many threats. Now number one threat rook g1 or this rook g1. Number two, I want to capture the pawn queen c2 and I will open up. So I can open up on the diagonal, open up on the file. I will open up both the diagonal and file. The king in trouble. साहेबजादे को प्रॉब्लम है अभी. Bishop into because here you don't allow knight check and all. Now bishop and knight is not the issue. Who has got more active pieces? Bishop takes. And now don't play slowly. Idea rg1 then push. Idea queen c2 and take. Direct knight into. Creating a tactical target. No hurry. If you take queen into, the thread of attack will go. You lose the thread of attack. So rook idea. Now rook into and rook into. Anyway, knight cannot be protected. Bad move. The point is, it looks attractive. The point is, there is no attack. Only queen and bishop, and he is uncoordinated also. The black pieces are not coordinated. So एक check में कुछ नहीं. In the battlefield, युद्ध भूमि में थोड़ा गर्म पानी फेंकना है, क्या होगा? बारूद फेंकना चाहिए, हैं? तो ये थोड़ा गर्म पानी क्या है? Yeah, whatever you do, it is losing. It is losing. Now rook into time. Run. Run for life. Nothing he can do. Whatever you do, it is lost. Now you play queen f5, it is lost. That queen, whatever you do, it is losing. So only move. White to play. What should you do? ये टोलूस का गेम है. स्पास्की का ट्रेनर हर दम धूम तड़ाका ठोको, धूम तड़ाका ठोको. बस स्पास्की को वही सिखाए. मारो. Volotokin is also like that. Now Siro, Volotokin, Grischu, Nakamura, all these players I like. And boss is Tal. Of course, the boss is Tal. Tal followed by Belimirovic, Planinek. So क्या है? Oh, correct, correct. Yes, Parmar. Look into G. Finish. Resign. Queen cannot come because rook G1 wins the queen. And king cannot move. Rook G1, bishop F1 wins the queen. Bishop F1 wins. You cannot come here. Rook G1 and unstoppable mate. Bet basta hi nahi. So this is finished. The basic thing is that bad king situation, and we should always know why a position collapses so early. इतना जल्दी क्यों खत्म हो गया? No, not it is not correct. A player should not be greedy. You should play here knight to f6. So just complete development. And now he may play f3 gambit, or he may play knight e2, knight g3. Whatever it is, he may play bg5. You are keep developing. So this is the first mistake. You should not be greedy. Okay. We should do the duty in opening. आपको बस कैसल करके निकल जाना है. You should not do any brilliant thing in the opening stage only. Okay, this is all Catalan. This is nothing wrong, but it is better. Pawn into pawn is a good move after b7. This is Karpov way. You are ready to castle. You are coordinated and then take. So I would say that Karpov always played against Catalan, played this move and then castle, ready to castle. So this is not the good move, not the best move. Queen check also is possible. Queen check is possible, but here in this variation there are some sub variations. Black has got counter attack. For example, bishop. Now you take. Now bishop. Now you don't want to exchange the bishop. You will play knight f3. Then he will be after your queen. छोड़ेगा नहीं उसका पीछा लग जाए आपको छोड़ेगा नहीं वो पीछा लग जाए that means you have to come back. This is not a nice position. I mean, not good for initiative to allow all this. Of course, modern grandmasters have found against this also. Originally, this was the David Bronstein started this idea. PD7 and bishop c6. So, should not play. Now, instead of queen f4, he plays knight f3. With the idea, he just wants to play knight e5 and then capture the pawn. Simple way. Very simple way. No, not the best move. It is better black should play knight c6. Pressure on the e pawn. D pawn. Knight e5 is not coming. d4 you have to watch out. So you can play queen a4 and take it, or you can play e3 and take it. E3 and nd2 you can take it. So this is strongest move in c6. This is the best move. So I would say not good move. This lands into trouble to black. Okay, already in 6 moves, only one piece has come out. Black has got 5 pawn moves. Not a good idea. It's not good. You know, even now it is not too late. It is not too late. Now pawn takes pawn is not the great move. Queen a4 check will come. You will play queen a4 check. Idea nc6. Now here queen a4 check with advantage. Now nc6 is met by knight into pawn. And if you play bd7, now I will take queen takes pawn. So I have already castled. So pawn takes pawn is not great. So here this is not good move. Not good move. Well played. Now white is playing brave. He is allowing that pawn takes pawn. You will recover both the pawns. Attack on the rook. Rook a7 is bad. After rook a7, he will play pawn into pawn followed by rd1 with advantage to white. So okay, good move. The point is, I want to attack on the g7, but after the move, knight d3 is not working. I take and go take g7. And knight c6, I take and play this queen into g7. Check, not take, rook attack. So he defends. Of course, queen exchange you should avoid because the black king is now comfortable. So white queen on the board, black king will be always shivering. So queen. Now he wants to make long castle. White's advantage will go if black makes castle. So knight c3. Long castle is ruled out, I think. If you after you do long castle, now bishop f4 will come. This is giving trouble. This will give you trouble now. So he plays here bd4. Idea, pressure on the knight. How should white play now? A critical moment. Think. Yeah. So what is the answer? What is the answer? Bishop f4. Hmm? Not bishop f4. Bishop g5. Huh? What you will do now? Bishop g5. The point is now the knight is under attack. So this is a passive move. I defend. But this is aggressive move because after bishop takes c3, pawn into queen c3, bishop f6 comes. Now bishop f4 is not so dangerous. Queen g7 will come. Queen c5 will come. So this is a good move, not allowing castle. So he comes queen exchange. No, no queen exchange. Queen h4. You are free to take bishop into knight. Threatening the bishop, I again retreat. White to play. White is winning the game now, outright. Hello, Dr. Sanapati. Good afternoon. Prince Gandhi. What should White do now? A critical moment in White position. White is outright winning the game now. Hello, Mukund Agarwal. No, not F4. I'm giving you a broad hint. I'm giving you a broad hint. The king in center is the move. They are in the same line. We should do something. Both are in same line. So I will open up any cost. Just open. Bring the rook to D1. Rook D1. I want to open the game. Next threat, I want to play ND4. He cannot take it because after taking, rook will be a threat and this is also attack. My threat is ND5 now. Anyway, ND5. Whichever way he will capture, I will play A into D5 and open. Now any capture is bad. You play pawn into losing because this is a double attack and this threat remains. Bishop into same thing. Bishop into you are not getting a piece also and the same problem. The rook bishop is watching. So ND5 is a winning move. Yes, Dr. Senapati, you are correct. RD1 is correct. ND5. Whatever you do, now the point is you cannot capture. There is a mate threat. Yes, so time pressure could be a reason. And now, apart from he cannot take it, so he just blundered and mate got mate. Anyway, it was losing. Okay, now Toulouse versus Ilya Khan. Ilya Khan was a very good coach, writer. Pano attack is sharp, but not the main line. E6 is the more correct move. Safe way to play. E6, NC3, NF6, BB4. This is the modern line to play against Khan. Pano attack. This is supposed to be the main modern move. NF6, now knight f3, bishop g5, b5, d4. Okay, d7 is little passive here. So here this is not a good move. The other move is bg5. So white decide to knight. Not the strongest move. This is not the strongest move. Knight e4 should be leading to equality. Bad move. So far it is correct. So you should now get rid of the knight. You should play knight into knight, b7 and castle. Or direct b7 also is possible. This is also possible. You take and bf6 with counterplay. So a player should always develop, but these are bad moves. Chronic weaknesses. These are chronic weakness. Backward pawn, weak square, and the king is exposed. King is exposed in the diagonal, and he created a backward pawn and weak square. Three bad weak points in one move. Position. You should play knight into knight and pawn into, and then b7. This is okay, but this is the worst move. Now the point is, outwardly black looks very happy because the knight on e4, it is just very powerfully placed, supported by two pawns. He just wants to play b7 castle, and after that fantastic position. But there is a weakness in his plan. There is a weakness in his plan. So what white should do now? White just try to develop. The point is the center. Knight and pawn watching the center. So this after this, white's control on e5 clear. White has taken total control of e5 square. Now it is important how to play this position. So castle. Now black will be suffering for his f5 move. I told you at that time that F5 move you will suffer now. Only if you find the right plan. Yes, Dr. Sanapati, your move RD1 was correct at that time. At that time, RD1 was correct. Dina Patel also. But now you have to find a plan to punish black. If white is not reacting correctly, black will have a good game. Black may even take initiative. Can somebody suggest what should you do now as white? I give you time. Take 2-3 minutes time. Take 2-3 minutes time. White to play. Correct plan. Yes, this is the correct answer. Dr. Sanapati, the correct answer, seizing the E5 square. F5 weakness. So you need to seize the square. But you have got the idea how to execute that. Getting a plan is very important. But execution, another part. Very nice. Very nice. E5 square. What do you do for that? Very nice. What will you do? What is the answer? No, 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 no. The point is to seize the e5 square. This knight is doing nothing now. In a good place. So the knight move. Knight, knight, knight. Controlling the square. Of course, bishop takes knight. I will take it later. So knight. We will take bishop takes. There is no rush. Do not open your card now. Bishop and knight to hai hai. Because as long as king is here, anything I have a check here. No tricks will work. King is here, check will come. So yes, sir, knight here. Now knight. Now bishop into knight. And nd3. Seizing a central square. Seizing a central square. So white is the boss. Now white is the boss of the square. 1, 2, 3. Black cannot fight. And with this, he has strategically winning position. He has got the square and two weak pawns. Two weak pawns. That means the queen can come, the knight can come, knight can come. So queen, just press her. Now knight enters. Queen, good move. Rook attacked, knight e5. Finally, and now apart from many other things, he wants to now next plan is to drive the knight. The position is just, it is winning. But I will tell you, my friends, that even though white has played well and white has executed correctly, you must not ignore the tactics. For example, imagine the bishop is not here. Okay, let us say bishop takes knight. You have to take with the knight. Now, the back rank is not clear. The back rank is not clear. That means, can he take bishop knight into pawn and queen check? Can he do that? Can he? Find out. If you will do, what will you do? क्या करोगे? क्या करोगे भाई? Hmm? Okay, so he takes knight into pawn. What will you do now? Normally, I will tell you, white position is superior, black position is inferior. So, when the position is bad, the tactics will fail or the attack will be premature. So, knight into pawn is met by knight into pawn. I don't have to take the knight. The queen will come. No problem about it. Rook. Now knight has to move. Now bishop f4. All are, otherwise, what happens is now he will play pawn f4 next. Pawn f4 and knight g3. He will play pawn f4 and dump the knight. अगर उसको तुमने आपने कुछ नहीं किया, वो dump the knight here. Going for attack. So stop. It is all lost. Now we have done the job. Come back. Now the simple plan b4, a4, b5. The knight is watching the square. That means this is straight coming, and then coming, and coming. Okay, and coming, right? He's just winning. The position is lost now. He will start rolling the pawns. That's all. There is nothing he can do. So, pawn push, bishop, pawn a4. one side there is no counter attack. There are three guards near the king. Guard number one, guard number two, guard number three. The king is safe. White king is safe. So you just start rolling pawn a5. This is simple threat. A5, b6. It is all getting over. So black played here pawn f4. No problem. Start action. White to play. White is there are many ways. Now with the move, he is threatening some discover. The bishop is against the queen. You have many good moves, but find the easiest one, correct one. I need not discuss this position, but I want to see your execution perfection. What will you do? Where will you go? Hmm. Yes, the correct answer. Queen S3. Dr. Senapati, Meg Parmar, Tirth Parmar. Very correct. You are going, you are saving, giving, I mean, you are not going away, meeting the threat also, and get rid of the main piece. Attack. It's all over. Let the pawn double. And now it is just all over. I mean, black has only one plan. Because of his knight and rook, he will bring the rook here and start pushing. This is the only plan. Push. No threat yet. Again, what should white do now? What should white do? White to play and win. What black wants to play check. तो आपको करना क्या है? Yes, Tirth Parmar. Correct move. Correct move. Rook into f. If you win the rook, suppose you take, there is no, you cannot keep build because rook into rook and rook into rook, just helpless. I will have to rook and a knight after pawn into pawn into. Whatever you do, this is just following. This is just coming. So you can't stop. The A pawn is coming, B pawn is coming. Now this is not going to work. No, this is not going to work because after the move, bishop here, this is running. Simply, the bishop plays no good role. I can also give a check and take it and then start action. Simply helpless. Give a check, take it, and then bishop c7. So you cannot do that. So rook into pawn, he plays bishop f5. Now pawn push. Ignoring that. Ignore totally. Lost. There is no need to do that, but safer way. All right. तो दिखा है नो नो white is clearly better. Why queen c2? Now the point is, if you play mechanical castle, c5 is coming. Suppose you castle c5, so he is making a square for the knight at f5. In case of c5, I will play knight f5. Knight f5. Take. White has advantage is clear. White has bishop pair, number one. Number two, total control of the central squares. White has good control, bishop pair, and clearly better position. White square bishop is missing for black. Now we should avoid queen exchange, because queen, of course, after queen takes queen, the advantage is white, but less advantage. So queen on the board, more pressure. Now black makes a further bad move. What should white do? You should be alert. You should develop an instinct. Why this is bad? Somebody has to suggest why this queen g4 is a bad move. What can white do? Many of you like blitz games. The players who are good in blitz games, they will find it right away. That nd5, knight d5. You cannot take the knight, and when you take queen, first I will give an intermediary check. Now this is a threat, and then I take, and this is also a threat. So positional threat and tactical threat. Tactical threat is knight into f6. This is a tactical threat. So now knight into e7 check. Clear superior. Two bishop, two knight, and a very weak pawn structure. White's kingside majority. It is now technically winning. Modern grandmaster will not even look at this position. When they are analyzing, they will stop here. This is enough to win. Sufficient. However, now f3, e4 next. Technique. Restriction. The next I will play some pawn push and pawn f4, e5 gradually. I have now rook and bishop versus rook, and I told you double bishop itself is advantage because you have the right to choose which bishop you will keep. You can play good bishop, bad bishop endgame. You can play good bishop versus inferior knight, good bishop, bad knight. When pawns are on both wings, bishop is vastly superior. A good friend of rook when pawns are both wings. You can see the Fischer Trymanov game. F4, 7th rank. It's all over. Now, Next job, to plant the bishop on f6, bring the king. I want to bring the bishop here to either, then I bring the king, king, king. It's all over. Simple technique. King, king, king. Next job is s3 g4. Now there is a mate. If a pawn check comes, now s3 g4 idea mate. S3 g4 idea mate. Forced. Not worth seeing anymore. Actually, in this game, there is a flaw. Still, I selected it. Because a master can make a mistake in execution. So, I found a flaw in the execution of Grandmaster Toulouse. Okay, everything is normal and white is little better. So, this is orthodox, okay. Everything is okay. Oh, this is not the correct move now. Now, black can choose pawn into pawn. Capablanca type, Capablanca system, knight d5. Bishop takes, queen takes, and then knight e4. This is okay. This should be good for white. Little better. Or you should play now b6. Idea bb7, bishop a6. This is how black should play. Just this is the correct way. b6. Okay, bad move here. h6. Now the point is, re8 is not a good move. re8 because idea to transfer the knight to f8 and g6. This turns out bad. Now pawn into pawn, and castle. And now knight h5, knight into d5 is winning. Because you cannot capture knight into and pawn into the queen is trapped. So re8 is too slow and black plays now pawn into pawn. White center is already better. So an IQP has come, but white pieces are better centralized and ready for activity. So IQP, isolated queen pawn is okay if you have got activity. Now white has sufficient activity. Perfectly played. Okay, all this maneuvering is 1952. आजकल इतना टाइम नहीं मिलता है इतना सब pieces घुमाने के लिए. According to principle, both are playing. Here, black is giving a threat to take knight into knight and win the a4 pawn. So, white ignores the threat. White, I don't want to give the bishop. You play knight into knight, there is no advantage, and you play defending. This is not good. So he defends, ignores. Now black will win the pawn, but pay a price. RD3. Now there is for bishop there is a ready-made target. This bishop is powerful. So these two bishops are good, and the rook is just coming third rank against the king. So here he plays bishop b4, and now white plays good move, pawn push. Very well played. Now this is the critical moment. Now here he played bishop takes pawn, which I suspect that this is the wrong execution, because now in the game black played the bad move, bishop f8. But what about this move? What about this? Rook cannot come anymore to third rank. So this is the end of the attack. Now if you play, now here he can play rook into rook. The attack is not sufficient. And queen g5 can met with knight h5. Suppose you play rook into rook, queen g5, and knight h5. You have to take means I slow down. Or maybe bishop, yeah, rook into pawn. I doubt the attack will come now. Queen is unable to come. So I do not know what was in the mind of Grandmaster Toulouse. These games are without notes. So I am only showing you. But I think rook c3 was correct, but he played the bad move. Bad move. Now, white does not give a second chance. So white to play and win. White to play and win now. Find out. कैसा जीतेगा भाई? एक मिस्टेक होगा. That still it is a masterpiece, flawed masterpiece. White to play and win. Next move, you have to attack. Your queen should come because I am unable to go. So queen should move here. Idea RG3. Idea RG3 is unstoppable. So queen D2 is correct move. Rook. Now whatever you do, he is trying to deflect. The position is not defendable anymore. Nothing is working. Nothing is working now. But then queen f4. F7 attack. So you have already material plus. So that's just simple. I make a normal retreat. Now bishop, a player may think this is dying, so better take. No, you gain attack where the knight is going. So bishop takes. Now queen into is bad because rook into e4. If you play queen into, rook into e4 is coming. That means you have to take with knight into g5. White to play and win. क्या करेंगे भाई? एंड गेम का टाइम नहीं होगा. You so many games I have left. चलता है. Yeah, simple. Queen h4. There is no good answer. Queen h4. I am giving a simple threat. pawn f4 and rook g3 over. So knight h7. So I will just get time queen h5. Now queen g7 is not working. Queen f7 check and winning the queen. Queen check and knight check. So only move. Now threat rook check. He resigns. Better to resign. King h8 is not working. Knight g6 check. All over. Queen down. I will go to the straight away. Now Scandinavian system. Oh, now here this is a good move. Tal. This is caress. Good move. This is slow. Okay, playable. Not bad. The point is after you play now a queen c7 is not working. Idea a6 and queen c7. White gets time. Castle and on queen c7 he will play rook e1 and bishop e7 knight into knight. Advantage to white. e5 take rook into. All this was in Gypsylist article by Ivar Gypsylist. White stands better. Superior pawn structure, superior. So queen c7 idea does not work. That means here he plays bd7. Now the idea knight into knight, bishop c6 with equality. Now if you castle nd4 and bishop c6 equal, so he retreats. Now the point is you need to find now the threat is coming. So you want to relocate the knight. Good move because restricting the knight g4 and knight e5 plan. Now what should white do? Basically it's like a creeping move. The point is white has to make his plan where black king is going to castle. Black has not castled. He is keeping both options. So if you want to castle short or long, he just makes a perfect waiting. Note, he is not going to h2. Not going to h2 because it will stay in the queen's line. You know, you have to be very particular. The queen is in the direction here. So going to h1, preparing. If you castle, I may play f4, or if you castle short, I may play g4, idea and g3. Castle. Now g4. Now with the idea, the knight will come. After that, how many pieces? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will attack the king. And the pawn. Next pawn g5 is coming. Knight takes take g5. Now there is pieces are black pieces are passive and black center is also weak. So white has got good attacking chances. However, I will show you. Plays f4. White to play. How should white play now? Getting an advantage is not easy. Yes, white has the advantage. What should white do now? This position is plus minus. Plus minus means white is clearly on top. Everything is strong for him. But what you need is your bishop should work in this diagram. That means the bishop should come here. The knight should give way to the bishop. That means this is the correct move. The plan is simple. I will plan the bishop here. And after that, I will plan knight here, pawn f5, knight will go. All attack will come. So bishop on c3 will doing all the work. Welcome to exchange pawn into e4. Good move. The pawn is not running away. The pawn is a double attack and it is not running away. Double attack on g7. Forced to weaken. Now knight into g7. A fantastic move. I should have asked the question to you because why this is a good move? Because after the move, when you capture this knight, your queen, and this point, the knight is coming. Immediately king into it is bad. Knight d4. Now you defend bishop d7. Suppose you play. What can I do? How can I punish this? How can I think queen g4? Queen g4 should crush. ये क्रश हो जाएगा. Double check threat. Threat is double check. Maybe here I should play bishop into pawn. Bishop into pawn with the idea queen h5. Even this is crushing. This is crushing. So he cannot take king into. So what he did, he took bishop into. It doesn't matter. Now also loses. Now there are too many threats. Number one, because of the pawn tension is there, rg1 will come against this and I will open up. Number one. Number two, the bishop is watching already. The queen will come now. और गया ये 12 का भाव में जाएगा. क्या किया उसने? He played knight, queen h5, defend h7. He wants to run away to king f8. So these are the moment a player will make mechanical mistakes. So don't go now. Queen h7, he'll run away. So white to play and win. White to play and win. The idea is to open the king position, not winning a pawn with check. Majority youngsters will go for a check, then they will work out. No, not correct. So the correct move is to open line. I want to get a double check. I want to make a double check and it is all over. It is not important, double check. Now rook into knight. No guard. The king is without a guard now. So it is all winning. Okay. You cannot take queen into. After you take f7 check, queen into is a mate. And king into not possible. So not possible bishop into queen into bishop. The only move. Idea mate. This should resign. Now two bishops and rook. Queen and rook. This is all hopeless. But anyway, see the finish. Check. Check. Now queen into bishop. Check. 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 Pawn check. Pawn into pawn also losing. Check. Check. He must lose the queen now. He resigns. Because after this move, I think check. And now rook check is all over. So this is all easy to attack with open board. There is no problem. But what I appreciated that knight into g7 is timing. You know, this is a one queen h5. This is a good move. Good move. Well calculated. Knight into. Then what I like is queen h5. Rook g1. Not in a hurry. At the moment, not in a hurry. Again the correct. Okay, the diagrams are set up by me only. The questions. Okay, next. Solution quote. This is also very nice game. Sicilian close does not promise an advantage, but anyway, taking opponent off the book. A good move. This is actually correct move. The forcing. The whole idea that Black's counterplay is always coming, but now you can't play this move. Then you can't play d5. When you play move like d6, I will play queen to d2. Then you come knight to coming. Then I will play knight f3, knight e2. Idea, I want to play d4. I want to now I want to open up the game with a big advantage. So nd4, it is working badly. Now there is a problem. There is a problem now. Now this is under attack. Now this is bad. Queen b4 will come. So this is bad. Even queen coming, queen b4 will come. So these are all silly traps. So here bishop e3, knight d4 direct. Now white is better. The point is, white wants to attack. Normally black king castles. Normally castles this side. But white wants to storm the pawns and he wants to drive. I don't want to exchange pieces. So here knight e2, you will end up idea knight e2 and c3. You will end up exchanging. So the correct move here. Why this move? I want to play c3. He will solve knight into knight. So now c3 is a potential threat. This is a potential threat. I maintain the knight is a good guard for the king. And now in the attack, one, two, three, four, five, they are all in attack. And this knight, it is not attacking, it is a defending. The black white king's main defender now. C3, good move. Okay. What white to play? How should white play now? Hello, Priyam. Hello, Priyam Chawda. Getting an advantage. White has the advantage, upper hand. What should white do? The point is actually white, you should open H file. You have to open a file. You cannot just wait everything. So G4, this is the correct move now. So your everything is safe. So G4. So it takes pawn into no problem. Pawn into pawn into pawn. So here you further open up. Now opening the line is more important. The point is now if you go time, you will castle. You will play rook f8 and castle. So you better open. Idea, I want to open up castle pawn takes pawn. Now castle is ruled out. It is pawn bad. It is bad. It will turn out bad pawn structure. This is terrible structure. This pawn will fall. This is just bad. So, so here only move. This is plus minus. Lot of pawn weakness. A queen f4 or rook f1. Rook f1 is better because queen is anyway the rook will join the seventh rank. So this is a stronger move. Rook takes pawn. Now queen g5. The only move. And after bishop f1, neither can he attack the knight nor can he attack the bishop. White has a superior position. No problem. Good move. Idea, knight wants to join. Knight wants to join at e4. Knight e4. A check and take the d3 pawn. Now white four pieces are in attack. The rook is in a good place, but there is no supporting piece for a black to attack. Only move. Now whatever you do, it is lost. Whatever you will do, it is lost. So giving the bishop, this is okay. Check, check. Now don't want to repeat. White to play and win. Don't want repetition. White is winning outright. Very simple moves. Very simple moves. Already, already ये जो rook के लिए this rook, this is tied down. This is tied down. So you have to only attack this piece, win and win. Cannot defend. No defense. Defense ही नहीं आ रहा है. Because if you play queen here, rook into e7, knight check is coming, queen cannot come. And if you play somewhere, king is all lovely bad moves. This is bad. So he resigned here. Anyway, this is a bad position. Cannot defend. So हो गया कितना गेम हो गया हमारा कितना गेम 8 गेम हुआ है तो कम से कम और 2-3 गेम 4 गेम 12 गेम तो करना है कम से कम so it is sharp line I recommend here to you knight f3 bg7 rb1 I recommend this line I recommend this line to you aggressive line and other positional line is here if you play the direct bishop here white has many options the check is also good this is good so here he plays c5 bishop c4 a positional line now knight e2 castle the point is now knight c6 is one of the main line knight c6 now be3 now bishop g4 f3 knight f5 this position was played several times in Karpov versus Kasparov in the World Championship match. Now, bishop takes pawn and rook into and pawn into rook into. All this thing we need not discuss. It is all played earlier. So, I want to discuss the other line. Knight d7. With the idea b6 bb7 with pressure. Now, the whole point is in modern players here play rook c1. The bishop attack, so they join the rook. Rook c1 is with advantage to white. But this move he played what in 1948. So queen c1 with defending the bishop as well, and with the intention I can go to bishop to h6 sometime also. But it is orthodox. This is not correct because here the rook does not participate. So I would say this was the more correct move, modern approach. Okay, with the idea you can play f4, queen e1, and come for attack. You have h4, queen d2, f4, queen e1 is the main problem. Old fashioned, but this is also okay. And if I threat, so forced to play 6. Hard attack on d5. Okay, I give now time. ओके, वो पिजन बेचारा बोलता है भाई खोलो दरवाजा, खाने का टाइम हो गया है, डाइनिंग टेबल खोल लो, ओपन करो, बोलता है डाइनिंग हॉल को। कर देते हैं उनके, डाइनिंग टेबल को रेडी कर दो, कर देते हैं। गिव मी 1 मिनट। So pigeons are back. You can see the pigeons. I will show you. I will show you the pigeons. 4 बज गया, मीन्स बोलता है डाइनिंग टेबल रेडी करो। क्या कर रहा है, काम करता नहीं बोलता। नो 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 नो, नॉट नाइट B5, नॉट नाइट B5। नो, नॉट नाइट T2, नो नो। Okay, I will give, I will tell you. No, you give life to your 2 pieces. You give life these 3 pieces. How you will get life? Why don't you consider this move? Why don't you consider this move? The pawn, D6. Rip open the position. Rip open the position. Yeah, D6, D6. अभी मारने के बाद the rook will join. Now this gets life, this gets life, this gets life. Three pieces get life. So in d5 मारना पड़ेगा अभी. अब तो मारो नहीं तो मरेगा. Bishop g5. Threat again. You cannot play f6. Cannot. So bishop e7 threat. Bishop e7. And now b5. White to play. Again white played very correctly. Rook b1. With the idea, I am giving, now my plan is to go a pressure because the knight is pinned, the pawn is, so the pressure is coming here. The pressure is coming. Bishop into b7. White to play and win. Okay, I make the normal move. Bishop coming. White to play and win now. कैसा जीतोगे भाई? Yeah, Queen h6. आइडिया अभी ये दूसरा रुक आएगा नेक्स्ट. अभी क्वीन आ गया यहाँ पे, अभी रुक नेक्स्ट आएगा. रुक आएगा, रुक आएगा. खत्म. किस्सा खत्म. Now rook. You need not move. You can go directly. I don't think this was not necessary. Why he did not play, I cannot understand. Is there any problem here? Direct I am coming. So wasted a move. Only move. Then queen h5, queen g5. Idea rook h5. Idea there is one threat, direct threat. Queen into h6 threat. Here this is 1 and this is 2. खत्म हो गया. अभी one anything loses. Nothing is working for him. Nothing is working. The only move. अब क्या देखना है? खत्म. So the whole point is I appreciated that idea giving life to your pieces. D6, D6. Yeah, this move, lovely move. D6. I should give the move an exclamation mark. X, exclam. Attacking instinct. But I will tell you, don't play this move. I will tell you my friends, आप लोग को ये ऐसा ये मत खेलो. Don't do this. वो 1948 का theory. RC1 with a clear better game. RC1 खेलेंगे तो वो B6 करेगा. तो अभी मैं H4 कर. I can do this also. I can do this also. I can play H4 with attack. I can play now F4 with the idea Queen E1 and attack. बहुत सारे अटैकिंग प्लान है. आज ये खत्म कर देंगे सारे गेम को. ओके. सो Toulouse versus Ragozin, Grandmaster Ragozin is back here. Alexander Toulouse goes for the Samis attack against the King's Indian. I think it is a bit premature. The whole idea now after this is a bit premature. A strategic error. Black is making a move which is not good. Passive move. Because he cannot open. The possibility of c6 is no more there. Knight cannot come to c5. Now knight, so the actually RB1 is good enough for initiative. RB1, A3, B4. But he does not want to allow the knight coming. So knight E2 does not allow. And now eventually I am going to push the knight later. Bad move. Now too many passive moves. This is bad. One sided. Now the center closed. You can go comfortable on the wing. Center is closed and black cannot do anything to open up the queen side or center. That means white has all the time to do make fun h5, hg, bh6, whatever you do. You castle means castling into the mate. So you cannot castle. Castle means betting attack. So h5. Now it's a critical moment. What should you do? क्या करोगे अब ये सोचो सोचो. Hmm. No, no. This up. My plan is to play pawn into pawn, and when it takes rook into NG3 and open up. Open up. So it takes what to do now. क्या करोगे अभी? Yeah, your choice. White to play and win. No. Yeah, Iraq Gandhi, good, H5. Knight is pinned. If rook takes H5, if rook takes, this is just very strong, very strong. Winning. So many weaknesses. Attack. A very good move because the king side is gone. Now king c2, preparing rook b1 and preparing b4. Open the other front. Two fronts are open. Already he has problem in the king side front. The queen side front I am opening. Winning. Welcome. No, this is not going to hold long. He cannot stay there. Spirit of attack. व्हाइट का जो फितरत है उसका फितरत अटैक. Very well played. No knight check. No knight check. Queen into knight. Winning. Winning. All over. किस्सा खत्म हो गया. Next queen will join now. Queen h5, queen a5 check. So it should resign now. Extend down. There are a lot of pawns, but king will be mated. There is no safety of the king. Check, check, rook check. Not waiting for king e6. Resign. If you play king e6, how would I finish? The rook check should finish the. Okay. So the whole point is this. I will tell you this is not the best game, but was the spirit of opening position. I like h5. This one. The first move here h5. Now I want to open up the position. You can win a pawn by bishop into knight. It is not the best move. So opening the position. I like this one. Second front. I want to open the second front. Again the correct move. If I play queen, exchange will help him. So this is really uncomfortable. कहाँ आता है? Now the point is, if you exchange, you will be much relieved. The knight will be free. And knight into pawn, I want to attack. I don't want to play knight into. So correct me. The spirit of attack. Idea, I am giving exchange that you take the knight check is coming. So again the correct move. E5. Now you capture, anyway this pawn is falling, I am winning exchange and the queen will enter. Knight into pawn, I will first enter the knight. Knight. This is too much. Too much to handle. The queen is coming with the mating attack. So you have to take with the queen. I'm slowing down. The point is, knight is watching the square. My immediate threat, the queen is entering. Knight check is no danger. Now knight check. The knight is watching the important square. Knight is watching square, important square. So even if you come here and take two moves, by that time I'll go queen and mate. No time for f5. Queen a5 coming. Now bishop should be winning. E6, d6 is coming. Anyway d6. Knight into bishop into. अभी क्या बचा है? Lost. Hello, Devers. Bye. Great Smyslov also lost to Toulouse. Alekhine variation. Idea e4. White stands better. To the center. So white has got a better center and a better position. Now, I want you to find a plan. Getting an advantage is alright. Now, what plan you should do and execute your plan. How to plan in this position? Very strong position for white. What should you do? आपको क्या चाहिए ये पोजीशन में? A glance tells you have got a powerful bishop pair. This bishop is fantastic. This bishop is doing a good job watching and center. So what you need is this small pawn. It should come. It should come. It should come. You should play f4, g4, f5, g5. That means the queen has to move, give way to the pawn. Okay, first he plays rook c1. Okay, I don't think rook c1 was necessary, but anyway, grandmaster's idea. F4. Next g4. Okay, pawn into. Now pawn into pawn is bad. If you play pawn into pawn, he will play bishop. Now you cannot take mate. And next move, I am going to take bishop into d7 and then queen into pawn with a decisive attack. Next move, I am going to come. So pawn takes pawn is bad. So he plays bishop g5. No problem, no objection. Bishop takes, check, king. There is no entry, no check. The king is absolutely safe. Now the g file, f file, this, this, all this come in trouble. White to play and win. I'm sorry. White to play and win. You need to protect the center before taking activity. The d4 pawn, rook into pawn with counterplay. So you need to protect rd1 and then advance. A pawn into pawn is bad. If pawn into pawn, the knight is pinned and more trouble. So rook h4 is coming. Now non-stop e5. Then queen g3. Knight coming there, very well played. Black is Maisla, mind you, a great defender and a great technician who treats the middle game like an end game actually. But threat, no queen exchange. All the way, I think it is difficult to defend. The position, already four white pieces are looking at black king. Still, I want to see the finish. Now, I want to see how to finish this game. 1, 2, 3, white to play and win. Somebody show me white to play and win. Nobody? Is it going live? ये लाइव चल रहा है क्या ये बंद हो गया नहीं लाइव ही है लाइव white to play and win. You are all tacticians. You are all attacking players. Can't find. Finishing the game in grand style against the great Smyslov. Okay, he plays first queen attack. The only move. There is no other move. The only move. And the finish comes here. Now the point is when I give a rook check and then queen check, then defense is coming. The queen is defending. That is why you just close the line. B is e6. Knight into pawn is not possible. And you play pawn into pawn, rook into h7 is finished. Whatever you do, knight g6 is finished. Pawn into pawn, this is a mate only. And if you move the rook somewhere, rook into pawn. No, 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 e6. This is not correct now. Why? Because rook into, king into, when you give queen h4 check, queen is coming. That is why intermediary move. Idea, now rook into is a serious threat and he cannot take because direct mate. He cannot take. Now rook moves, rook into pawn, takes, queen check, game over. भाई एक और गेम करते हैं Sokolowski. This is a very good position. IQP is good. Now rook e1 is the best move, but it was played in 1950. The IQP positions were analyzed more and more. and they found out at the moment the strongest move is rook e1. Okay, this is the best modern move. Controlling center, rook is ready, no development possible. But played queen. Bishop g5 came at the moment here, queen d3. You won't give the bishop. These are the problems comes when you play bb5. Now knight e5. So white has now black has exchanged a very important piece, more resources. This is bad. Now he must mobilize the pieces. Rook c8 is correct. Rook c8 is the correct move now. Preparing to some counter play and no ab4, bb4, pawn b4. The c4 is controlled. So this is the right way, but a bad move. Another bad move. You cannot play f6. That is all ugly. इतना time नहीं है. The point is the position. We have a similar thing. White was Borislav Ivko. Black was Karpov. But in that game, the bishops were on the board. That white bishop was at b1. So that makes all the difference. Anyway, the intention is clear. Rook on the third rank with attack. White to play now. How should white play? A critical moment. Socho. White to play. Very important these positions. Hmm. Hello, Kian Saha. Good afternoon. So the point is, he was expecting pawn push. I mean, black was expecting c4 and knight d4 will come. But a shock. He was expecting that after c4 and d4 will come. And d4 will come. But a shock. How should white play now? There is the reason I am showing Tolu's game. You get lot of original ideas. Lot of original ideas. Paskis trainer, itna, he was a champion, world champion. He created such a strong player. If you one hand means exchange sack. If both hand means full rook sack. Full rook sack. Rook into g7. Working. Rook into g7. Finish. You are going to get the exchange at least. In check. Now king cannot move. You go to h8 mate. You go to f8 also mate. That means only move bishop g5. Bishop into. Now c4 is winning. Whatever you do, you can play normal bishop into with attack. Bishop into pawn f5, then queen h5 with attack. Sorry, queen g3 with attack. But he finds the more convincing. Now queen cannot take pawn. Now this whatever you do, it is lost. Now the whole point is now I want to open up everything. So only move. Bishop c5 threat. Over. नाइट चेक का कोई जवाब नहीं. Yes, he cannot guard this square at all. Cannot guard. कहाँ भागता है? कहाँ भागता कहाँ है? Again the correct move. Idea rook check. Idea now rook check and knight check. भागता कहाँ है? Rook check, knight check, bishop into a knight check and mate. Knight check. Finish. Better resign. You must lose the queen. After king g8, the queen g5 check. Or if you play king coming there, then knight check and you will lead to disaster. Winning. Okay, so very nice games. How many games आए ये अभी नहीं हुए एक और कर सकते हैं क्या एक और one more let us keep going as morning I could not do because of technical snag direct closing center. So now do or die R par business thing. One of the player will get mated in such situation. Well played. Nice move. The whole idea keeping the queen tied down. Well played. Now whatever you do it is bad. So eye on the bishop. That means you cannot give the bishop and going bishop h8 is bad. Just open very nicely. Who is this black Taraso? I am timing. Just timing tempo after tempo. Then pawn into g3. Welcome to rook bishop and knight rook into. White to play. White has played skillfully. H file is open and center is good. Lot of weaknesses. Weak squares. E6 weak square. C7 under pressure. Finding a plan. Looks like connected simple idea of g4. So my threat is to play g4. So he's top seat. Anyway, g4 is a threat now. You cannot take after pawn into bishop takes pawn. Oh no. This is not bishop into pawn. What can I do? Because bishop into double check is there. What can I do? I would say rook into pawn. No. Rook into pawn, queen into is there. What I am supposed to do here? It would win. For example, bishop takes pawn should win. Now even check. Okay. Now you cannot escape. Then double check. Now rook cannot come, bishop into check. This threat no answer basically. This and this, both threats. I'm having a threat on the queen and threat on bishop e6 double check. कुछ नहीं कर सकता. So this is you can't take it. So he plays now king. Now b2 under attack, but that is only a spite check. बस एक ही चेक की है. तो कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है ये. एक ही चेक है. Idea, rook into a3 check. Some defense is here. King a2. Rook into rook. He cannot play bishop c3. Then there is no attack and the white attack cannot be stopped. Should be over. Should be over. Now rook check is coming. Whatever you do, it is hopeless. Very nice timing. But such things, you need all the time calculate variations. When the king is a target, opening the line. One more game I will do of Taulus. Taulus का खत्म कर देंगे. So we have got a Semislav. So not the best move nowadays. Nowadays the castle quickly. So not the best move. Opening. White has to waste lot of time because of the a4 move. The capture was unnecessary. Now capture was unnecessary. This only helping white. So far so good. Forced. Forced. There is no time. Bishop into is not possible. Rook into rook. Even after rook into rook, another rook will come with the same threat. Now, suppose you take bishop into is not good. After this also it is bad. Now bishop into is bad. This is white is plus minus. Simply it is bad. So he cannot take it. Okay. Now he wants to generate pressure on the long diagonal. Better on the queen d3 long diagonal. Of course, maintaining a rook, white wants to attack. So one rook is necessary to put lot of pressure. Cannot take that. Okay, on bishop into, I think queen d3 will devastating. Knight f7 is devastating. Because rook and queen on e6 point. Like Karakan's Maslov variation. White to play and find how should you make your initiative. So say what should white do? Your partner is Grandmaster Toulouse. You need to participate, friends. What to do? What should white do now? like a puzzle, just king h, because the whole idea that always some checks comes. So a prophylactic move you should not ignore. If you do this, counterplay comes. Suppose you play some other move trying to defend, then counterplay. So very well played by Paulus. And after the pawn, it is a finish. Finish. If you go some bishop to e7, knight h6, check is coming. So bg5 is not working. bg5 pawn f4 will come. Queen will come also. F4 also should be strong, but this is finish, I guess. Rook attack, back rank met, back rank has to be guarded. Over now. Design is got mated. Anyway, even this also lost. After you play this also, I think I guess Queen D3 should finish because only move and then Queen into winning a piece and mate. So both are lost. Checkmated. So with this I will leave and I will be back tomorrow morning 9:30. I showed all the game of Toulouse. So tomorrow I will go see this game. I wanted to do an end game course with you. Okay, maybe some interesting end games I will do tomorrow along with this five games left in the morning session. So thank you very much friends being with me. See you again tomorrow morning 9:30. तब तक सबको मेरा नमस्कार. Take care. Bye.